This is the SENIX LSSG-M9 21-inch gas self-propelled lawn mower, and I picked it up because I wanted a simple, gas-powered machine that could handle my small to medium yard without a lot of fuss. My first impression was relief that it wasn't bulky or awkward. The color is a bright blue you can spot quickly in the garage, and the whole setup looked straightforward. I already knew the engine was a 140cc Briggs and Stratton, so I expected the core powertrain to be solid, and I was curious how the self-propelled front-wheel drive would feel on my mix of flat lawn and a couple of mild slopes. The deck is steel and 21 inches wide, which is the classic sweet spot for most residential lawns. It feels sturdy without being a tank. The handle folds down, which matters to me because space is tight in my garage. The rear wheels are taller than the front wheels, 11 inches in the back, 8 inches up front, and that stance gives it an easy roll over bumps and roots. The bag is a 16-gallon fabric style that clips on and off quickly, and the overall weight is manageable. If you want numbers, the spec sheet says about 55 pounds, and I believe it. It feels light once you click on the drive. The controls are simple: a bail bar to keep the engine running, a second bail to engage the self-propel, and a primer bulb on the side of the engine. The height levers are on the front and rear axles, dual lever, 6 positions, so you set the front, then the back. In my hands, nothing felt cheap, but nothing felt premium either. It's a get-the-job-done, look and build. Unboxing and setup took me under 15 minutes. I unfolded the handle, tightened 4 knobs, poured in the included oil, added fresh gas, primed the bulb a few times, and pulled the cord. It lit on the second pull the first time, and has mostly been a 1-pull or 2-pull start since. I've run it across my yard for multiple cuts now, switching between mulching, bagging, and side discharge to see what sticks. For anyone new, mulching means you block the rear chute and use the mulch plug so clippings recirculate under the deck and get chopped fine, then drop into the grass. Bagging sends clippings to the rear bag. Side discharge shoots clippings out the side, good for tall or wet grass when you don't want to clog anything. The SENIX gives you all 3 options out of the box, and swapping them is quick. Cut quality has been impressive on normal weekly growth. The deck feels like it pulls air well and stands the grass up, which is the key to an even cut. Mulching in particular left no obvious clumps for me, as long as the grass wasn't soaked. I tested it after letting a section get a bit overgrown and switched to side discharge. It handled that without bogging. Bagging does a nice job on cleanup days, and the bag fills evenly. I did notice when the bag gets heavy, the front tires get lighter, which connects to the next point. The drive is front wheel. That means the front wheels pull the mower forward. On flat ground, it's smooth and easy. The speed is single rate and lands at a comfortable walking pace for me. Turning at the end of a pass is easy. You tip the front a hair and pivot on the big back wheels. The catch is mild slopes. With a full bag or damp grass, the front tires can slip a bit because the weight shifts to the rear. It's not unusable. I learned to lighten up the bag sooner and lean forward a touch, but I wouldn't pick this for steep yards. If hills are your normal, rear-wheel drive is better because the back wheels keep traction even as the bag fills. The height range is 1.25 inches to 3.75 inches. From my experience, 3 inches is the sweet spot for most of my lawn. The levers felt stiff on the first adjustment, then broke in after a couple of changes. I'd call the dual lever setup functional but not fancy. 1 lever would be faster. 2 levers kept the price lower, and I can live with it. Noise and vibration are what I expect from a compact gas mower. Audible, but not harsh. The Briggs and Stratton engine is the star here. It's the reliable piece, and it's easy to maintain. Oil checks are simple, and I've had no surging or stalling. I did leave fuel in it for a week and had 1 longer start that took 4 or 5 pulls, but that cleared up once I pressed the primer a couple extra times. Fuel use is modest. I can do my whole yard on a small amount of gas. One thing I need to mention because it matters after the sale: support and parts. I tried contacting SENIX to ask about a spare bag and a replacement drive cable just to see how quick the response would be. My email didn't get a reply for days, and the phone line sent me to a voicemail. I eventually sourced engine-related items through Briggs and Stratton channels, which is easy, but chassis-specific parts for SENIX are not as straightforward. In my opinion, that's the single biggest risk with this mower. The core engine is serviceable almost anywhere, but getting brand-specific parts might take patience. Key features I paid attention to were the 21-inch steel deck, the 140cc Briggs and Stratton engine with prime and pull start, the 3-in-1 cutting options, the 6-position height adjustment, and the self-propelled front-wheel drive. Those are the reasons I bought it, and the areas I tested the hardest. The engine reliability is the headline. The Briggs and Stratton power feels steady, and it starts with minimal drama. The cut quality on weekly grass is clean, and the airflow under the deck seems to keep clippings moving so they don't stick or clump. The mower is light enough that I don't feel worn out, and the self-propel takes the load off on longer passes. Storage is simple with the folding handle, and the footprint fits cleanly in my garage. I also like that all the accessories, mulch plug, bag, side chute, come in the box. From my experience, I got a consistent, tidy cut, and switching modes is quick. There are a few things that bug me. The front-wheel drive loses bite on slopes when the bag fills. That's a basic physics trade-off with FWD mowers. The height levers are a bit stiff at first and slower to use than a single-lever system. Single speed is fine for me, but some folks may want variable pace, and the brand support response was slow for me. I didn't have a failure, but the difficulty reaching someone made me cautious. It's perfect for small to medium, mostly flat yards, where you want a reliable engine, a sturdy steel deck, and a clean cut with minimal setup. If you mow weekly and switch between mulching and bagging, this checks those boxes. From my experience, it's efficient on flat lawns and light to handle around garden beds and obstacles. I'd recommend this for anyone who values a known engine, wants 3-in-1 flexibility, and doesn't have big hills to climb. If you're new to gas mowers, this is friendly. You prime, pull, and go. Keep fresh fuel, don't let wet grass pile up in mulching mode, and you'll be happy with the results. If your yard is sloped or you bag heavy, wet grass all the time, look at a rear-wheel drive option. And if fast, reliable access to brand-specific parts is critical for you, factor that into your decision. In conclusion, the SENIX LSSG-M9 delivers what the spec sheet promises where it counts: a durable 21-inch steel deck, a dependable 140cc Briggs and Stratton engine, and true 3-in-1 mowing. The drive system is a helper on flats, not a climber on hills, and the dual-lever height adjustment is serviceable, not premium. The real caution flag is post-purchase support and parts availability from the brand. If you prioritize a solid cut, easy starts, and value for a flat yard, this mower makes sense. If you want maximum traction on inclines or dealer-level support, consider a different drive layout or a brand with a stronger service network. In my opinion, this is a practical, straightforward gas mower that shines on even lawns and keeps setup and operation simple. I will share detailed information about the SENIX LSSG-M9 21-inch gas self-propelled lawn mower in the comments section, everyone. Thank you for watching.